I'm Matt Black. Tonight, I'm here to introduce the most caring, hardworking, and driven person I've ever met. The honesty, integrity he has shown me is something that we should all strive for. I've known this individual for about 17 years, and to this day, you only call me a pretty good friend over a brother. But to this day, he has been one of the most supportive people I've ever met. This same dedication he has shown towards my life, he has shown towards this organization since he was in the 6th grade. His work ethic has been shown over this past year, whether he was cutting trees down in the rain or snow, or was driving across the whole state in a night to visit a school the next morning. He has influenced most of us in some way, whether he's asking his famous question of what do you want to do with your life, or wants to bore you with some talk of chainsaws. He's always sure to have some greater meaning behind it that will impact you in some way. So now at this time, I have the pleasure of welcoming your state treasurer and my brother, Daniel Black.
Virginia FFA, what's up? Thank you, Matt Black. You're the man. Okay, so as you can guess, as an officer this year, I fell in love with a handful of things. Chapter visits, Texas Roadhouse, FFA members, the list goes on and on. Social media, French fries. Okay, so I love social media because, especially Instagram and Facebook. The reason why is because when somebody likes my picture, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love racking up likes on Instagram. It makes me feel popular. It makes me feel pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's rewind back to the middle school days with little Daniel at Ayler Middle School. Miss Black, awesome lady, by the way. So I joined FFA in the 6th grade and I loved it. I did CDEs and I was even a chapter officer. Like, I could not get enough of that stuff. And so, as you can guess, when I rolled up into Sherando High School, I wanted to continue that. I wanted to be a part of FFA again. Now, pause. So, little Daniel, FFA. All right. Now, everybody has that moment when they first roll up in the doors in high school as a freshman, and like, you got to decide which group you want to fit into. So, like, over here you got the band nerds, and here you got the geeks, and you got the rednecks, and you got the, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and so I had to decide, you know, where I was going to fit into. And there was these guys who played sports, like basketball, baseball, that sort of thing, and they were popular. And I wanted to be like them. And as you can guess, had a little trouble fitting in, because I'm really not the most sports-like. Get it? Fitting in? So I had some trouble fitting in, but I was determined to do anything to win their trust and to be a part of the cool crowd. All right. So, give me 1 second. I had a brain fart. Okay, my bad. Sorry for wasting y'all's time. Okay, so, When I was in Sherando, okay, obviously I love CDs, I already said that. And I wanted to try some different CDs, right? So let me hear some of your favorite CDs. Creed, Livestock, keep it coming. All right, perfect. All right, so we love CDEs, and I decided I was gonna do the tractor driving CDE. Okay, and so I competed at the tractor driving contest at the area level. And the next day, now I did my very best too, I'll just say that. I tried my hardest. I don't remember if I won or not, but I drove that manure spreader like a champ, all around those little cones and everything. And anyway, the next day, I was sitting in class with all my buddies, and they put it on the announcements. And I'm sure everybody's thinking like, dang, I wish I had my name on the announcements. And I was too. I was just sat up in my seat, brushed my shoulders off, and I was like, yo, hit me up if you need me to drive a tractor sometime. I'll be there anytime. And so, it didn't actually turn out that way. my sports buddies that I looked up to, they were the popular guys, they laughed at me. They were like, "Ha, Daniel, y'all really are that redneck. Like, you do drive tractors for fun." And I wanted to crawl under my desk, to be honest. It hurt. It hurt to be ridiculed for something I love doing. And so, over time, I became less and less involved with FFA. I started to do less and less because I didn't feel like FFA was the cool thing to do, or the popular thing to do. And believe it or not, I never served as a chapter officer in high school. I missed out on the opportunity to serve as a chapter officer because I was so caught up in trying to do the cool thing and the popular thing, I lost sight of who I was. So my junior year, I roll up in a convention because I love convention, and they're doing this tear-jerking like jacket ceremony over here where they retire their jackets and they're crying, and I think to myself like, dang, I want to be a part of a team of selfless people like that. Like, I was impressed. And so my senior year of high school, I ran for state office. I prepared and I ran and went through the interviews, and I did not get elected. And I went to school at Virginia Tech, and then I decided to run again as a sophomore, and so I was blessed with the opportunity to serve, and I went back to Sharando's banquet this year. And at the end of the program, in the very back of the room, all the chapter officers were in the back. They were crying, reminiscing, and swapping hugs, and I thought, you know, it's a shame I never got to experience that because I was so caught up in trying to be cool and trying to be popular. So think about you and your best friend. Maybe you and your best friend love Luke Bryan. Maybe you love Eric Church. Maybe you love Texas Roadhouse. You have a lot in common, right? Because you're your best friend. But there's probably also a handful of things you don't have in common with your best friend. They might love FCCLA and you love FFA, or they might be a John Deere person, you might be a Case person. You know what I'm saying? So I would challenge to say that even though they're best friends with us, there's not a single person who's identical to us. We were all created uniquely and beautifully with a different set of talents. The problem with the chapter officer story was I was so caught up in changing who I was. I was running around changing who I was constantly. Actually, hold up. Speaking of running, I'm sweating right now. What's the temperature in here is at least 190 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it's burning up. It's burning up. Right. So, how do we determine what the temperature in the room is? A thermometer, thermometer. Yes. So we use a thermometer to determine what the temperature is, right? So, then we got thermometers, and we got thermostats, right? A thermostat is what we use to set the temperature in the room. Obviously, Burruss Hall doesn't have it. We've already picked up. So we use a thermostat to set the temperature. And it determines when the heat or the AC comes on. I know y'all are thinking like, hey, I didn't want an HVAC lesson. Why are you doing this? It's because, if you think about it, people are thermometers or thermostats. Some people roll up in the room, the thermometers, they roll up in the room and they look to someone else for what's cool. They look to someone else for what's right. And they just do that. They reflect the temperature of the other people in the room. You follow me? And then we got thermostats over here. Thermostats are people that walk into the room, they set the temperature. So I kept asking myself, by the way, this came out of a book called Habitudes, which, nerd moment, it's pretty cool, you should check it out. But so people are like thermometers and thermostats, but thermostats is where it's at, right? Because they set the temperature. They're leaders. And so I asked myself, what makes them so special? It's because they know who they are. They know why they get out of bed in the morning. Some of you guys have had the pleasure this year of meeting someone that is a thermostat. His name is Mr. Garrett Coffey. Garrett's left his mark on many people this year, and a lot of people look up to him. And I always ask myself, like, why do people look up to Garrett? And I realized it in a conversation this January in South Africa. We were staying in a hotel, and all the other state officers, they had gone to bed, and it was just Garrett and I. We were still awake, and Daniel, Black fashion, I came to him with a really deep life question, and I wanted his opinion on it. And I asked Garrett the question, and I realized, even when no one else was looking, he still gave the right answer. He didn't focus on the cool answer. And then it occurred to me, that is why Mr. Garrett Coffey is a thermostat. That's why people look up to him, because he knows who he is. He does what he loves. When Garrett Coffey posts a picture on Instagram, he ain't worried about no likes. He's worried about, is it what he likes? I had another brain fart, I'm sorry.
Looks like he's ready to pass out. Looks like he's ready to pass out. Yeah, he looks like he's ready to pass out. He's ready to pass out.
All right, so I'm talking about Garrett. Garrett is near and dear to me. I look up to this man a lot. And the reason why I'm out here saying this is because life, we learned last night from Morgan Smith, that life is too short to do something we hate, right? Right, exactly. But life is also too short to be someone we're not. Virginia FFA, I challenge you, be a thermostat. Do what you love. Find out what gets you out of bed in the morning, what motivates you. Don't do what's cool, do what's right. I challenge you to leave your mark on the world by being yourself.
Daniel, if I had $1 for every YouTube video and heavy equipment that we watched this year, well, we'd probably have enough dollars to buy a new computer to watch more YouTube videos. I'm so glad that you're a part of my life. Your love for serving others is truly amazing to watch. There's not a person I've seen you meet that you don't want to learn more about. I wish you the best of luck in becoming an ag teacher. I know you'll do great things.
Daniel, I'll never forget meeting you for the first time at mock interviews. I should have known then that you were a deep thinker. Your ability to look at a situation from all angles amazes me, even though you may analyze the situation in it. You're the most patriotic and family-based person I will ever know. Thank you for teaching me so much about turbos, large equipment, bandit chippers, steel chainsaws, and never giving up on the goal. You truly kept me grounded throughout the year. Love, Alex.
Daniel, you were the first person who ever woke me up because you were so excited that there was a whole tree wood chipper on the side of the road. Whether we were cramming our faces at Roadhouse and talking about how we should really go to the gym or actually going to the gym every now and then, we never hesitate to call each other out on how ridiculous our eating habits can be. Your love for buffalo flavoring, well, anything forestry equipment, and the future of FFA are second to none. Your off-the-wall comments, earthquake warnings, and love for all fattening foods are just a few of the reasons I can call you my best friend. I know you will make a great ag teacher, and I can't wait to make even more memories with you in college over the next few years.
Daniel, from letting me use your climbing gear to rappel down a tree at the library to yelling yee yee when we pass a cornfield, it's hard not to have a good time when you're around. Your ability to think and process is one that I admire, and we all know to listen whenever you speak, because whatever's to follow is going to be golden. You're the real MVP.
Who is wise? Let them show it by their good life, by deeds done in the humility that comes from wisdom. Daniel, you are truly one of a kind. Your love for tree equipment is almost surpassed by your passion for growth, mentorship, and commitment. You've reminded us that service happens through daily decisions, and that the key to life is simply balance. Make your mark always, Brittany.
Daniel, you are the thinker of the team, as you always take forever to make a decision because you want to work out every possible outcome. Your love for trees and teaching people about what you do is inspiring. When I look at you, I can't help but think of the quote, if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. You and I have had many adventures this year, from the time Morgan and I took care of you when you had the stomach flu, to my most favorite, the time when we were at Frederick County Middle with your Shrek reference and we quickly realized that we were old. Just like Donkey says, you are like an onion, man. Your many layers serve a purpose, and I can't wait to see where you go in life. Stay true, stay you. Zach.
Daniel, your abundance of love and excitement for wood chippers, the FFA, and good old America is one that cannot be matched. We are so proud of everything you've done this year. You have been the constant exemplar of leadership, humility, brotherhood, and family. Stay true to who you are, and know that you will always have family no matter where you are. Love, Brittany, Garrett, Alice, Morgan, Zach, and Ryan. Virginia FFA, your 2014-2015 State Treasurer